Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back with another episode of Nerd Related. What's going
Another
on,
one.
B?
Another one. Bro, you ain't gonna believe this, y'all, if you're listening. Last week, Ray had an ear infection. I think he had a baby ear infection, though. And I
Baby.
had the mother of all ear infections. Like, this is the craziest shit I have ever experienced. I felt like I was a toddler. I still feel the pressure now. It was started on Tuesday. It's now Monday, and I'm dealing with it. But it was just gross. Like the pain around my ear. I couldn't wear my headset. I haven't played gaming. I haven't gamed really at all for a week. Then yesterday it was like this is gonna be a super TMI, y'all. Just like oozing out nasty ass shit. I literally was laying down the whole day yesterday, hoping it would empty out. And I think it did because today I don't hear like a popping sound and it's not as much pressure. But as you guys get to know us, dog, if you know me personally, like I hate taking medicine. So like I'm a big dude. I don't have no medical conditions, and I think part of it is due to me not taking none of the medicine that other people take all the time. So like not even Tylenol. I usually just rough it out. This was not roughing it out. This was not a roughing it out ear infection. I couldn't
No,
sleep. I couldn't do nothing. Though. I was popping ibuprofen every 4 hours. You probably shouldn't do that, but I was
yeah, no,
antibiotics. Like just it was crazy.
yeah, man. Like I said, to me, I don't like taking pain meds neither, man. And like I said, you said I had a baby ear infection. I went to go to the store and bought like $22 eardrops. And hey, mine wasn't as bad as yours, but there was some stuff that came out of there. Hey, there's something comes out your body sometimes,
Yeah,
boy.
something's wrong.
I
I
tell
don't
you
know,
what,
dog.
but
It was
ear,
nuts. Like it was
ear.
like in front of here, like my whole cheek and the top of my jaw ended up hurting, like
Oh, that was crazy
behind
having your
my
jaw still up.
ear. I almost thought at first I thought it was a tooth infection, but it wasn't like I didn't have no tooth thing. Just it was a the I ended up going to urgent care, which I never go to the doctor for nothing. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you have a pretty severe throat and ear infection." I'm like, "My throat don't even hurt." Like, what you? There ain't nothing wrong with my throat. What are you
Hey,
talking
that's because your ear was hurting so bad you didn't even notice.
about? That's probably what it was. Like the ear pain was so severe, it was masking everything else. But
For
yeah,
sure.
I had a real interesting 6 days. It was not fun at all.
I
And now,
understand.
like I'm sure it's healing, right? I'm sure something was in there. And you know when you have like a scar or like you pop something, it gets like itchy. The
Hmm.
inside of my ear itches so bad right now, and I can't. Like I'm so scared to stick anything in there because it's not completely healed, and I
Yeah,
don't want to. I don't want to stick my ugly, dirty ass hands in there. So it's
yeah,
like having an itch you can't scratch is the worst, bro.
for
The
sure,
worst.
for sure.
I'll be hitting my head like, "Come on, man, come on, man." But that was my week. How's yours?
Oh man, my week it's been pretty good. I took some vacation, so I'm off today and tomorrow.
Jealous.
Thank God for that, because the new Battlefield update comes out tomorrow. I hope they drop it early, man. I wanna get it in. And then I went to go see Mario, like the rest of the world did. Man, I called it, dog. I was like, "Yo, this movie is gonna just take over, just take over." And then as soon as after I watched it, I'm talking about seconds after, I got on my phone for making TikTok, and the first thing I seen was IGN saying, "This movie is just for kids. The nostalgia factor ain't there for adults." I'm like, "Did you
What?
even play Mario? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, dude, when I was in the theater, man, first of all, there was barely any kids in there, and then
There wasn't mine. There was for mine for
and then
sure.
everyone was like laughing. Dude, I said let's go out loud like 8 times. My son looked at me. He was like, "Dad, can you stop saying let's go?" I was like, and then the end came and they powered. I was like, "Let's go!" Dog, it was just. Well, I don't say this a lot or whatever, but the movie was perfect.
It was good. It was really good. I
It
mean,
was,
anytime you can beat Disney at anything, especially when it comes to like releases or box office numbers, like, like a movie that sucks isn't gonna beat Disney at anything. There's no hype. There was no previous hype. It's not like it's a sequel. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
basically they're living off of that nostalgia, people that play. But the reality is Nintendo's been killing it, dog, for decades. Like
Yeah,
every young kid gets into gaming playing Nintendo. That's just what happens. And
Mario.
the Switch is
Mario's
the
like
best selling
everyone's first.
console.
Mario's like everyone's first love. That's what I said though. Mario transcends video games. Period. Like they didn't have the beanie hype. It's Mario. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
crazy.
That's all.
Crazy.
That's all you need, man. Is
It looked good too. Like I love the animation. Like the animation was
oh,
just really cool.
it was so.
Illumination was on point. I found out something today, just on TikTok actually. People magazine had these kids interviewing the cast on the red carpet, and that this might be public knowledge, but it was new to me because I didn't really pay attention. But Jack Black, the kid asked him like, "Hey, did you guys have to travel for this movie? It's animated, but it's cute, right? Like, did you guys have to travel?" And he was like, "No, like." He was like, "We filmed this movie during the pandemic." He was like, "We did all of it on Zoom." What? I was like, "That's awesome." First off, he was like, "All the traveling we did was in our minds." And
Dude,
I was like,
Jack
first
Black,
off, Jack Black is the best. Like he don't have no equal.
dude. Period, dog. There is nobody better in the game than Jack Black. And dude, when he does something, he sets his mind to it. He does it better than anybody. Like he owned Bowser, and like honestly, the last couple of days, all I could hear is his voice in my head,
Singing.
and then singing that damn song. Dude, my girl's son, she's in Florida right now. I call her. I hear him in the background singing it. Peaches, peaches, peaches,
Bro,
peaches, peaches. I love you.
dude,
Like, dude,
it's gonna be a top song for the summer. I guarantee it. It's gonna be
dog.
like at the top of the boards.
And then like Jack Black always does, he do the live version.
Video.
Uh, in that suit with the things on the back and then the shoes,
And his
man, like,
hat, he had the little helmet on with
bro,
the
Jack
Bowser
Black
helmet.
is Bowser. And then you see him, he wants Pedro Pascal to play
Yeah,
Wario.
Waluigi. Yeah, Warrior. Yeah, Wario.
Man, like right now the sky's the limit because this movie's breaking all kinds of records.
Oh yeah, it's over.
And
I'm sure they didn't even expect it to get this total. I guarantee. Like there was probably optimism, but dude, it's $10 million away from breaking Ant Man's entire domestic run. Like
mhm.
what?
And it already beat out Frozen, and Frozen was like the biggest movie of the year. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? Like
Frozen 2 had the biggest opening for an animated movie of all time.
until Mario.
So now Mario's number one on that. That's what I mean. Like anytime you can beat out Disney, it's gonna beat out for sure. It's gonna beat out Ant Man's domestic run. Like this isn't even $10 million ain't nothing. It's only been a week, so it's
Yeah,
for sure gonna crush that. It's just insane to me. And like, dude, they did such a good job. Like now,
bro.
Nintendo's already said like, hey, we're partnering up with Illumination for more movies going forward. I'm trying to talk about it without spoiling the movie because I understand so many people, haven't watched the movie yet.
Man, forget that, man. I'm getting trained this stuff I love. Yo, number one, but I used to watch that Super Mario cartoon when I was younger. They brought back that Super Mario cartoon and they made it into a commercial.
Yeah, that was
And he
cool.
was doing the "It's me, a Mario" voice and stuff. And his family was talking shit to him. I thought that was perfection, bro. Like that's what I'm saying, dude. This movie could do no wrong, and dude, it made me feel good the whole time, man. And then Peach being a badass was so dope. And then the way they explained the power ups, amazing. Like I couldn't when they did it, I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you hit the box and whatever comes out of it, like you touch it or the mushrooms, you eat it, and it'll give them powers. And then once you get hit, it will go away. But it was it was dope. And when he turned to that cat, he was like, he got the cat box.
Oh yeah.
Then he whooped his ass.
Yeah, he
That
did.
was
He whooped
so
them.
great.
So good. So they it's funny, like IGN, how out of touch some of the reviewers are in general. Like,
Dude,
this is for kids, this is for kids. And like, so in my theater, there was a ton of kids. Like, I went the first day it came out, and it was probably 50-50 or maybe more kids than adults in our session, right?
I'll be back on later.
In our session. And the excitement was real, bro. Like when the movie ended, they were singing, like taking pictures outside in front of the board. Like it was Nintendo. The one thing they did wrong with this is not releasing a Mario game with the movie because they would have made a gazillion more dollars if they did that.
For
But
sure.
dude, it was just pure joy, and I was excited because the movie was good, and that was the first day of my earache, and I was like, "Listen, dog, I'm watching them. I had tickets. I was gonna buy it I was gonna watch it no matter what." But as they say, it's only for kids. I sent Ray this article earlier. I'll read it to you guys. It is from Tom Bregman at IndieWire. I'm just gonna read this excerpt real quick. So the Super Mario Brothers movie from Universal grossed 146.4 million this weekend and 204.6 million in the first 5 days. All told, this weekend gross is about $207 million. What's impressive is the film had fewer premium screens and only 16% of attendees purchased child price tickets. 16%. So, all told, over 20 million people in the US and Canada paid to see the latest animated feature this weekend, and it's already within 10 million of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which is currently the biggest grossing movie of 2023. Bruh. Like, how out of touch you got to be as a reviewer, first off, to say, like, this is for kids, and kids haven't really been going to see it. The audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, like, we really don't listen
96.
to reviews, but you can always tell on Rotten Tomatoes, like, the difference. Like, if the audience score is really high and the critic score is really low, usually they don't know what the hell they're talking about. The opposite is true too. If the review score is really, really high and the audience score is really, really low, they're looking at shit that people don't really care about. And I'll give you an example a little later. We're going to talk about Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's a prime example of that. Movies that win Oscars and are like off the wall. Like, usually those movies are kind of like, it has a specific audience in mind. And a lot of these reviewers, I don't know who they send. Like, if you have a company or a page like ours, for example, we got to do better at reviewing movies. But like, you want someone reviewing the movie that has some vested interest in the topic. You would think, right? Like,
Yeah.
because if you send a Joe Schmo to review a Mario movie, like, you might be going in there expecting to have an Academy Award winning story. Like, it's Super Mario, bro. The theme of the whole damn thing is the princess gets kidnapped and Mario has to save the princess. We changed it up a little bit. Luigi's the one in trouble now. Same kind. You don't need no more story than that. Mario has to go save his brother. The end. The rest is just the fun in between. How do we get from the moment they arrive in the Mushroom Kingdom to the moment we save whoever's in distress? Like, the rest doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, but in the same, and it was dope that like Peach was the one training him and teaching him about the world and how to do stuff. Like, I think that was dope. And the main thing about the story was like Mario in the world before this all happened was a Joe Schmo. Nobody, his own family didn't respect him, and he didn't respect himself. You know what I'm saying? And like, but I don't know. The movie was awesome. Obviously,
he was following.
So good.
I mean, somebody that took a risk, a dreamer, right? He wants to start his own company. Luigi supporting him, even though he's not as brave. Like, he's a regular guy, like somebody that's done working for other people, wants to follow what his dream is, and he feels they're good enough to make it. Dude, at the beginning, before they made it to the Mushroom Kingdom, that scene in the bathroom with the dog was hilarious, bro. It was funny.
When they were running to their first job, and you see Mario doing like the parkour and something. Dude, they did it perfectly, like side-scrolling.
Side-scroller,
they gave us that little, man.
Side-scroll, 2-dimension type of look.
And that's what I'm saying. And then, like, dude, every time, mostly when I played Mario or like a Mario type game, I was playing with adults.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then my whole row, like, my son was sitting next to me. He was sitting next to all adults. I didn't see, that's what I said. Like, I've seen kids there, obviously, but like you said, it's mostly adults. These people are like in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Like, Mario's been around since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and what a time to be alive. You know what I mean? Like, and then a lot of people are like you, Brian, like, dude, they don't want to have kids. They don't have kids. They're happy living like the way they're doing. And they also play a lot of Nintendo and love Mario. Like, who don't love Mario, man? People got Mario, everything, cups, plates, bowls, like, collectibles, all that kind of stuff. Mario transcends everything. And I wasn't surprised at all. I knew this movie was going to be big. And like, how could it not be good? You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it was going to be fire, especially with the cast they put in there. Like,
it's good.
It was dope.
I
And then
mean,
the end credit scene, not the first one, but the second one,
yeah, it's
Yoshi,
coming.
Yoshi.
Stay for the end credits. So
For
it's
sure.
what
And
I think we talked about this before, but like there's a term now for people like me. I'm the very definition of what this is for. So like it's when adults are still into things that kids are into. They call them kid adults. It was a big trend for a little bit on TikTok. It's a hashtag. Look it up on any social media. Basically, like my age group is still into all of this shit, and we're buying collectibles and we're buying toys and board games, and we have look at behind me. Like that's all you have to know, right? Like we have all this extra money. I don't personally want kids. A lot of people I know don't want them. And even if they do have them, it's now become something you can pass on too. So like look at this Power Ranger stuff. It's the same, right? So like you're super into all of this, all of these trading cards, Pokemon cards, even like baseball cards, and they're now a big
yeah,
thing now worth money. So adulting is real and it's gonna drive this Mario movie well north, I think, of like
yeah.
500 million.
But I love that though too, because I remember like when I was growing up, my dad would always say like grow up, or other people
Yeah,
would say
yeah,
grow up and
yeah.
stuff. But this generation of people showing like we are growing up. Like you don't have to not have fun, not like doing stuff you used to like. You can keep doing all that stuff and still being an adult. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never gonna grow up. Never. Or whatever you want to say is growing up. That's the stupidest thing I've heard of my entire life. Give up everything you love and like, but just because you're getting older, that
Yeah.
makes life suck. You know what I'm saying? Keep loving what you love, keep doing what you're doing. That makes you happy. Don't let age define you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when you have so you think about it this way, we're the same age group, and people that listen to this podcast are probably on board with our age group, right? This is kind of where what we're geared towards, or younger. But the reality is, we're born in the mid '80s. Some of y'all probably early '80s. The late '80s and '90s is all we really got. That's why like early 2000 music is still popular now. Think about what happened, right? So like we are becoming teenagers right now. In 2001, I saw this in a video. I can't remember, otherwise I would give it credit. 2001, terrorist attack Twin Towers happened. That changed the world for us. Like we're still teenagers at this time. I think I was in the eighth grade, ninth grade.
Yeah, I was a freshman.
So now we're in high school. This happens. We get out of high school. Those that went to college and finished that 2008, we're hit with the fucking recession. Like the recession 2008 here. Now it's a couple years of shitstorm where you graduated, you're looking for a job, and there ain't really nothing going on. So you had two choices: go find a dead end job or go back to school. Then once you finish all of these master's degrees or people just working regular jobs, now we get hit with the pandemic, and now we're going right back into so like when you think about the nostalgia factor, it's a thing for every generation, but for ours, like the 90s is literally the funnest time a lot of us had, because once you got to high school and all that, the world changed drastically from 2001 until now. It's a whole nother place. So
For
like
sure.
those happy moments, a lot of people weren't having happy moments in the last 20 years. That's why those Marvel movies are as big as they are outside of comic books and the stories. Those were bright spots in the shit show that has been the last 2 decades. Like it's just insane, bro.
For
Like
sure.
I don't
And
know.
video games too. Video
Right,
games too.
video games too. Yeah, video games is the same. It's that
Shit, like the
escape
last two
factor.
years, you ain't had nothing to do but sit in the house and play damn video games. You know, even if you didn't like to.
Right.
Man, during the pandemic, Nintendo sales went through the
Through the roof.
roof. You
Through the
couldn't
roof.
find a Switch during pandemic. You know what I'm talking about? Like, and that just built another generation of fans to play Mario.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about Mario nostalgia. That's not even the thing. Mario's getting a new game every 6 to 12 months. You know what I'm saying? Like something, a new Mario Kart, a new Mario movie. He's in a fighting game. You know what I'm saying? Mario is constantly involved in
Yeah.
something. And then they brought out that Mario Kart that's on the floor, and you can use your house as a racetrack or something.
Yeah.
Mario is never going to die, and he's going to be the most famous thing in the world always, because Nintendo, that's one thing I'll give Nintendo is they stick to what they do, and they do it better
Do
than
it well.
anybody else.
Right. They don't feel no need to change. Like
Like, dude, like you just
this is
mentioned video
successful.
games, and it's Mario. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't matter what system you play on, whatever it is, Mario is video games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mario was fun. Mario is a superhero. Mario, you know what I'm saying? He's a lover. He's a fighter. Like Mario is it's just everything. Anything you. That's why that movie was so good, man. Like
Oh, good.
Mario got it all. You
And
know?
they included a lot of that. Like
Yeah.
we saw baby and baby Luigi and Mario in a scene. They showed them the baby versions. But we have
Hmm.
regular Super Mario Brothers. You have Paper Mario. You have Mario Kart, Mario Party, Smash Brothers. You have Mario Soccer. You have Mario Golf. You have
Mario Tennis.
Mario Tennis. Like it's just one of those things where it's just a
You put
franchise.
Mario in front of it,
Yeah,
it's gonna sell.
it's
That's
wild.
it.
I also like going back to the movie. Um it went really far establishing relationships, but they didn't feel the need, and I don't think they should have, nor do they need to establish that a romantic relationship between Peach and Mario. So like there's room for that at some point in the future, but I think it was really smart. You know, she was training them, she was helping them. She's clearly a badass in the Mushroom Kingdom. Like that, it didn't need to be there, and it wasn't there, and he didn't
Yeah.
even need to have.
Hold
He
on.
didn't even need to help
For
her.
1 second, that Donkey Kong, she was like, she'll never date you. And then she comes like she just dated it like, hey man, forget all that. Let's go. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
for 1 second, they were like, oh, is there gonna be lovers? And then she just dated it like, hey,
yeah.
forget all
Keep
that,
it
guys. Let's
moving.
go. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, I like
Nah,
that. I enjoyed that.
yeah, it was good. It was good, and then like she clearly needed help because Bowser's a beast and his army is a beast. But like even when she was marrying him, like she initiated that escape before Mario even got there. Like
Yeah.
she wasn't waiting on no one to rescue her. Like she's a princess. That's a badass, and that's cool in general. Like using the powers, she was using the ice power and
The ice
she was
flower,
going,
dude, they
boy.
snap with the powers,
The
man.
power,
Like
yeah, the power ups were amazing.
like when she first used the fire and made a fire with the fireball. It's like, dude, like I said, man, I can't talk about it. Everything was good about it. I didn't see one
It was just so
bad.
natural. Like, and they didn't really feel like they needed to explain it to us. It was just a thing, right? Like in that scene you're talking about with the campfire, like we didn't have to explain this is a flower that gives you fire. You know what I'm saying? She just like touched it, snapped up the fire, the campfire was going. The same thing with the ice thing. Like it's implied. If you're here to watch this movie, you know who Mario is and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like you just
Yeah,
now there's just a problem. Luigi's gone. We got to go get him. Let's go get him.
but that's
And
the thing
Toad
with
was
Mario
cool
though.
too.
Like
Toad was awesome in
you
the
don't
movie.
have to explain anything. You know what I'm saying? For comic book movies, people might not have read comic books, something like that. Everybody's played Mario. Everybody. And if they didn't play, they watched their kids play it, or they
Right.
watched their mom or dad play it, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it. It don't need to be explained. You don't need to be. You don't need to explain anything that doesn't need to be explained. And Mario doesn't need to be explained. And
There's,
I'm happy. I'm so excited
it was
for it.
good. It was so good. And that was
And
her
all it
hint.
does is mean the future for the rest of everything. You know, Zelda's a go now, and
Oh, for
what's
sure.
up? Because Zelda's been a big money thing anyway. But you know what I mean? You got to throw Mario's the man. You throw him out there first. Boom, he
See
snatches
what
up all
happens.
the.
Yeah. See
You
what
know, get
happens.
Kirby. I'm excited. I hope this Kirby movie because Kirby has sick bad guys, sick worlds. That's super fun too. Like I'm a big Kirby fan. I love it as well. Like and not like this just open the doors for everything. Everything Nintendo, you're gonna get it. It's gonna come. You're making $200 million. Like,
In
dude,
5 days.
it's
In five
yeah,
days. On a movie, you had the actors voice act on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? Like
dude. They
no one
had
was
Donkey
flown
Kong's
anywhere.
dad. Donkey Kong's dad.
They had the
Dude,
DK
and that
rap.
was
They
awesome.
had the
Like,
DK rap
dude,
on
they
there.
just did everything so effortlessly. They're like, oh, you need carts? We make the carts. And you're like, oh
Which
shit, yeah,
makes sense because
yeah, it makes
he
sense.
was the one that made the
It
cart.
makes
Like
sense.
he
You
made
know,
all
they're
the
like, what kind
stuff
of carts you want? And they were going through it just like you do in the game. I
in
was
the
like,
game.
yo, this is fun. Dog, right there, I was like, let's go. Like, man,
Yeah, it was
no,
cool.
not nostalgia. This is for kids. Man, who wrote that on IGN? I wish I knew the name of whatever. You're an idiot, dude. Idiot.
It made super sense. The DK rap was
Hey,
on
and
there,
I bet
even
he
though
looks so dumb right now, too.
it
They're
went
probably like, hey, man, you
uncredited.
know that review you made? It's wrong. Really wrong.
Yeah, the DK rap was on there and it went uncredited, which is unfortunate. But they was like DK Donkey Kong that was on there was cool. even in that whole scene, we got a glimpse of stuff. We saw Diddy Kong and Dixie was in the stands. We saw I don't remember the baby's name, but the baby was in the stands. Um, Overall, just cool. Like the world's open now. There's movies like so. One thing I wanted to talk to you about is what could be next. You mentioned Zelda. I think Zelda is the number one priority after any Mario
Yeah,
franchise.
second. Yeah, it's the second biggest.
Like like
What they
Zelda
got.
has to go. I think a well done Zelda movie. I know a lot of people want a live action, but Nintendo's still salty about the Super Mario Brothers movie, and they've said like they're not doing live action again. They may in the future, but right now that's not the plan. But a Zelda trilogy, bro, like could do numbers, dog. Like a good Zelda animated movie, kind of think Lord of the Rings, this type of like feel to
Mm-hmm.
it, but animated will do numbers.
Yeah.
Metroid's another
Oh,
one. Like everyone loves Sheamus. Like
it could be
Metroid would
amazing.
do,
That movie could look
dude.
amazing,
Metroid would be
bro. Mega Man,
flames.
Mega Man,
Mega Man would be dope too. Mega Man.
Mega Man. Dude,
So
his bad
Star
guys.
Fox.
The word. Oh yeah,
Star
dude.
Fox would go in, bro.
Oh,
Star
dude.
Fox would go
Let's,
in.
Dog. I didn't even think about that. That would be fire.
Yeah, so a lot of people haven't talked about Star Fox at all, but
3D,
Star
3D
Fox,
Star Fox. I hate 3D movies, but if Star Fox
boy.
came out in 3D, you know I'm gonna have to go see it in
So
3D.
for me, I think that would be the one I would be most excited about. Like a Star Fox movie would be absolute flames to me. The last Star Fox game was cool. Um, and then newer properties, like, well, I say newer because the magnitude of the sales on it, I don't personally care about it. My girl, I wouldn't call her a gamer. She's a casual gamer. She'll play Mario games. We'll play Mario Kart. All the Mario stuff we'll play together, like even Smash sometimes. But one of the biggest games in the world, Animal
Animal
Crossing.
Crossing. Do you think
Animal
they could turn that
Crossing.
into a movie?
I think they can, bro. Animal Crossing would go bananas, and that wouldn't even be geared towards us. That would be geared towards the new. Dog, my wife put 149 hours into Animal Crossing, and she don't play no games. Like this was just envelopment completely into the game. The other day she was like, I kind of feel like starting over and starting a new island. Like that's staying power, bro. Like she ain't a gamer, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she's like, yeah, I think I feel like I might want to start a new island. Like, yo, you put 150 hours into this island. What else can you possibly do? But I think
I
Animal
don't know what
Crossing would
movie.
be on it.
I don't know what movie I would be most excited for. Honestly, I don't because I like all this stuff really. But yeah, I don't know. I would just like to see it all now. Like, just hey, let's get it. Let's flood it.
I
Let's
think
flood it, Nintendo.
the first logical right away
Brazil.
movie. No, I think the first movie Mario related is gonna be Luigi's Mansion because we got a taste of it already in this movie, and we saw kind of like the booze behind them.
Honestly, though, I think Donkey Kong is going to come out right now, like next, ASAP.
I think Luigi's Mansion will come out next right away. Like they might have already started it. It's a quick, and these movies are only an hour and a half, which is awesome. Because like for kids'
Perfect.
attention span, even for you, like we went into movies it started at 7. We were out by like 9:30 at the most. No, 9 o'clock at the most. After the previews and shit, 9 o'clock we were out of there. Like I didn't see no one getting up to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like an hour and a half for this type of movie is the
Perfect.
spot. This is where it should be. But I think the Luigi's Mansion movie will come out. Don't be surprised if it comes out like fast, like next year fast. And then from there, it'll branch out.
Well, because that guy killed it as Luigi.
Oh, he killed it.
Uh,
And he's in.
Charlie Day.
Yeah, Charlie Day.
Just kiss for my boy Luigi right there. Hey, that little star, that star that was
Boy.
like.
So I wanted to talk to you about that. I wanted to talk to you about it because it's interesting. So a lot of times when depression is depicted, it's always like
Negative.
dark and gray. You know what I'm saying? Like you see it.
They made it fun.
But the star, not just that, the star is what it actually looks like for most people. Like you don't know when people are depressed. In public, they're completely different. Like if it's super severe, you can kind of tell. But somebody that like you look at it and on the outside, it looks like something that should be vibrant. And on the
Beautiful.
inside, he's like, the sweet release of death. Like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
And the
It's
penguin's like,
interesting.
"Hey, shut up, dude! Shut up over there."
It's just so good. I'll probably take my nieces to watch it. I haven't talked to my girl about it, but maybe we'll go this weekend and just spend the afternoon. I'm sure they'll get a kick out of it. We play a lot of Mario Party when they're over here. It'll be
I
fun.
can't wait to see Super Mario with the cape. Oh, dude, when they did the raccoon suit, fire,
The raccoon
fire.
suit was fine. And him and Donkey Kong just going through like the level together as they were moving along.
Oh,
That was amazing.
and Donkey Kong's like, "This is fun. This is fun." God, it was so dope, man. I definitely want to see it again.
So I'm
And
trying to
like,
look up because I thought I saw this and I wanted it just to make sure that it's real because I felt like it was too fast. But I feel like it's gonna be on streaming services like really fast. Also, they got a soundtrack out, y'all. There's a soundtrack out for this movie.
what do you think it's
Um,
gonna? What do you think it's gonna stream on?
dude, that's a good question. My money would be like on Amazon Prime or something like that, probably.
I think.
Because you got to think. So, who owns Illumination is the real question. Because Disney has majority stake, obviously, in Hulu and then on Disney Plus. Um, Illumination. Let's see, Illumination Studios, because that would probably determine where it would be. Who owns it? Who owns it? Who owns?
I was gonna ask, did you watch the Obi-Wan show?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's fun.
Because Obi-Wan, you and McGregor came out and said he wants to do a season two, but Disney don't want to do it,
So
or
it
at least that's
was.
how they don't.
I think it's because of where like. So here's the fight at within the Star Wars fans, and I enjoy the content, but I'm not like a big Star Wars. Like I'm
Yeah,
not into the verse. I like watching all of it, but I'm not like as versed as my coworker Kyle, who like lives it, right? But the thing is, Disney had a thought, which I think is the correct thought, and I'm in the minority, of we need to move past the Skywalker saga and create new characters and develop this universe that is out here, right?
yeah,
And they had a new, I think Katie something, they put a new head in place to do just that. So they come out here, they developed a new Star Wars trilogy where Rey is the main character, and the fans weren't happy about it. Like it was like there was a big split where like they want the old content, which I can understand to an extent, but they didn't they don't want to move on as a fan base for the majority, at least the loud majority. So then I think that caused some rewrites, and that whole trilogy was kind of weird. It was watchable, but like they ended up bringing it back to the Star Wars stuff, right? So like
yeah,
so now all the Disney Plus series are in that time frame, right? Like
yeah.
the time between the end of Attack of the Clones, the cartoon, which if you haven't watched those cartoons, y'all, the Star Wars cartoons are phenomenal. And episode 4. So like a lot of this is happening in between those movies, that time frame. Um, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. Kenobi was good, but I don't know if we need another season. Like I can see why
Yeah.
Disney would be like, I don't know.
The thing with me though is like, like say Disney, what they got going on with Star Wars, whatever. Um, we're past the point now, and I understand that social media is so huge right now that the people push the mediums. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Because hey, if this many people are wanting this, you already know your money's gonna get made because these amount of people want it. You know what I'm saying? But that's come to a point where these companies got to stand on something. You know what I'm saying? And do what you're gonna do, and people are gonna go, see it or not see it. But if it's something like that, Star Wars, they're gonna see it anyways. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they're gonna
Like
watch it.
you gotta stand, you gotta, like how let's bring Battlefield into the thing. Like it's always been a good game, always been a popular game, but Call of Duty always makes more money.
Mhm.
So this last one, Battlefield 42. say the beginning, whatever, like you could feel they're trying to get those people, get that money, whatever, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a big problem with Battlefield 42. Like I still like it right now, and I like it more than Call of Duty because it's still Battlefield. But there's a lot of Call of Duty ish feel to it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I think when you as a company you got to stand for you do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and sometimes money and what people are doing could ruin something. You know, I feel like that almost ruined Battlefield, and companies could learn from something like that, man. Just stand on your shit, do what you're doing, you know, and keep doing it. You don't have to try to be like everybody else or do what everyone's crying about. You know what I'm
So
saying?
Disney's back on it. Like they just announced some stuff this week. Some new series, some new movies, and so at the last Star Wars movie, Rey ends up being like a related to the Emperor type thing, but she's taking over the Skywalker
Yeah, I was
lineage as
upset,
far.
man. Like, and I'm not even the biggest Star Wars fan. I feel like she didn't do enough. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So now they announced um
Like
a
you bring
new
Luke Skywalker back for what,
for
man?
what?
Let that shit die.
So now the new movie, Rey is going to build up the a new
Yes,
academy.
send me that. I think that's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Like keep going, keep moving, keep
Moving
elevating,
forward.
keep pushing. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
you don't even have to move forward, but go way back into the past. Like there's a Disney show coming out called The Acolyte. Like one thing we've never seen that is in books. I've read a couple of Star Wars books, so I guess I'm more into it than other people. But like what we've never seen on screen is the height of the Jedi Order. Like they're way more powerful than what we see in the Last Jedi movies. Like they're
Uh-huh.
stronger and they have a lot more influence. But we've never seen that. So like that show could be really good. Like you either go into the future and get rid of everything, like not get rid of it, acknowledge it and move on, or go to the beginning and show what it was like for the universe or the galaxy when the Jedi's were like, in one of the books, a Jedi is communicating with other Jedi's throughout the galaxy using the Force alone. We ain't never seen that. Like they are crazy strong.
Yeah, and then when I heard they were bringing Luke Skywalker back, you told me like you read in a book or somebody did or whatever that Luke Skywalker pulled the ship out of the sky and crashed it using the Force.
Yeah.
And then you put Luke Skywalker in the movie, he's some recluse and doesn't really do shit. If you're gonna bring Luke Skywalker back, dude, there's books and all these kind of stuff. They show the power of these people. No, let's bring Luke Skywalker back for no reason other than but to appease fans and let's see him some more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the plot of it was he separated himself from the Force, like he wasn't communing with it. I get it. But back to close the loop on Mario. So Universal made a deal with Peacock and Netflix to bring their animated movies to those two streaming services.
oh, okay.
So Illumination movies and DreamWorks movies will go to Netflix. They made a deal for Netflix, Amazon, and Peacock, which Universal is a part of. Like that is their streaming service. So
Sweet.
the way it'll work, on June 23rd, Mario is going to hit Peacock for 4 months. Then they're going to remove it off of Peacock and move it to Netflix for 10 months. Then they're going to remove it off of Netflix and put it back on Peacock for another 4 months. So if that's confusing, it's because this was all done during the pandemic and everyone was making everything more complicated. But June 23rd is the most probable date for Mario to be on Peacock for 4 months.
I just
That's
wonder.
it's about 3 months after it releases usually.
I haven't bought a real movie in a while. I do it all digital. But if they bring out like some special edition Mario or
Oh,
something
I'm
like
getting
that,
it. I'm getting
I'm
it.
buying. It'll be the
I'm
only
getting
real movie I own. I haven't bought a real movie
it.
in years. I would definitely buy that movie.
So the world record, it looks like Illumination's worldwide earning record, and this is from the Direct. Just so I like giving credit to people like David Thompson from the Direct. The worldwide Illumination earnings record for an animated movie is the 2015 Minions movie, and it did $1.15 billion at the box office. So
Also,
That's the
Hey,
high
I
mark.
forgot how big Minions were. I didn't know that. Dude, yeah, dude, the
So that's
Minions
a
are.
high mark. If Mario can come anywhere near that, I think. I mean, it's off to a really good start. I think it'll fizzle out at around 600 or 700 million. I think personally, but it can make a run. Like especially for me. Like now, I'm probably gonna take my nieces there. That's
I
three.
think Mario could bust 1 billion.
That's
It's
me, my
Mario.
wife, and three more people. You know what I'm saying? Like
If
this is
Mario
gonna be
don't bust a
crazy.
billion, that's a fail for me.
Nah, no, it
Mario,
ain't.
it's Mario.
A
Mario's got to
billion is
bust a building.
a billion is hard. I'll show you a billion. Let's see. Movies that have grossed. The
The
list ain't
Minions
that
made a
long.
billion dollars. We can't get Mario to get a billion. Let's
Movies that have
go.
grossed a billion. Let's see how long this list is. I feel like it's not that long.
No, it's not at all.
Let's see. Movies. So actually it is kind of long. There's 50 of them. But let's
Oh
see which
shit!
one. Let's see which ones are animated. Zootopia,
That
just
broke a
over a
billion.
billion. Finding Dory, a billion. Despicable Me 3.
Wow, that was a good movie though. Fire.
Let's see. Toy Story 3. Toy Story 4.
Both good movies.
Let's
I
see.
cried during Toy
Animated.
Story 4.
I love all the Toy Story movies. Minions, which we just talked about, 1.15 million billion. The Incredibles 2, 1.2 billion.
What? Damn.
Frozen Part 1, 2013, 1.2, almost 1.3 billion.
Didn't they put
Uh
Frozen out twice?
Maybe.
They gave it the Avatar treatment. I don't think that's fair.
So it was Walt Disney's third highest grossing film of all time at that moment. That's just crazy. We're in the top 10 now. Frozen 2 was $1.45 billion. And this beat Frozen 2's opening weekend record. So it can be on pace to hit those numbers. So you're probably right. We're in the top 10 right now. In the top 10, there are no animated movies. So
What's the top 10?
So top 10, number 10 is Marvel's The Avengers at 1.5 billion. Number 9 is The Lion King live action, which is surprising because I feel like it got shit reviews. $1.6 billion.
That movie stank.
Number 8 is Jurassic World, the 2015 version with Pratt, 1.6 billion.
Fire.
Number 7, Spider-Man No Way Home, 1.9 billion.
Fire.
Number 6 is Avengers Infinity War, $2 billion.
Fire.
Number 5, Star Wars The Force Awakens, $2 billion.
It shouldn't have made that much money.
Number 4, Titanic, $2.2 billion.
That movie sucks.
Number 3, that was my first date, bro. It has a special place in my heart. Shut your ass up.
News fast, dog. I don't like
Avatar, Avatar The Way of the Water. This is the newest Avatar, $2.3 billion.
I don't see how.
Avengers Endgame 2.7. It's 2.799. So it's almost 2.8 billion. And then the original Avatar, $2.9 billion at number.
They put the original Avatar out like 4 times.
That's why it came up. That's why it came up. Because Avengers was number 1, I think. Endgame was number 1 for a little bit.
What kind of pull does James Cameron have to have his movie put out 4 times?
Well, first off, it's convenient. So now we've talked about this before too, but Disney owns the rights to Fox now. So it behooves Disney to re-release the movie because now they can make money off of it. So that's what happened. So like once they were hyping up,
they're like, hey, we want something.
Yeah.
We want something.
Let's re-release Avatar and then get people hyped up.
They put it out right before the second one.
Yeah,
that was really smart.
Right.
Because it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, so Avengers Endgame knocked it out in the summer of 2019, and then Disney re-released Avatar.
Yeah.
And that was that. They overtook it. Those are the top 10. But no animated movies. That means that if Mario Brothers can overtake Frozen 2, so this is what it would take to cross the top 10 for the animated movie to be in the top 10. So number 12 is Top Gun Maverick. Phenomenal. I fucking love that movie. I've watched it like 3 times. That's at $1.49 billion. Furious 7 is at number 11 at $1.5 billion. So in order 1.5 billion.
Oh, Fast
Furious.
and Furious.
Yeah, Furious 7.
Stop giving them money.
So in order for Mario to crack the top 10, it would have to beat out Marvel's The Avengers, the first Avengers movie, which is at 1,520,538,536. So if we can get Mario Brothers to 1.6 billion, it'll be a top 10 movie, grossing movie of all time. Do the work, guys. Get out to the theater. Take the kids.
Hey, Hey, do you think Mario was better than the first Avengers movie? It's close.
I don't know. The first Avengers movie is probably until Endgame is the best Avengers movie because Age of Ultron ain't that good.
No, I love the first Avengers movie. Like it's fire, but
I think it's better than The Lion King. It's better than Jurassic World. It's better
than
than
Avatar. Both of them.
Titanic. I think it has a shot. That would be a hell of an accomplishment for Illumination to get this movie in the top 10. I don't think no one's really talking about it because typically it dies off, but that's just the domestic run right now that they're breaking records on. Like once it releases everywhere, that shit could go nuclear. Let's see, is it going to release in China? It should. At least Japan for sure.
Nintendo's China. Oh, Japan, right?
Yeah, Japan. Super Mario Brothers international release schedule.
It's gonna bust 300 million in Japan. I guarantee it.
International release. Let's see. So I had the biggest global opening weekend in animated film history. Let's see if it talks about when they're coming out with the rest.
Dude, I was trying to watch that anime. I can't find it nowhere else, dude. If it's on Crunchyroll, you can't find it nowhere else.
The one I told you?
Because it looks fire.
Paradise. Dog. Two episodes
cold.
in. It is nasty.
I'm gonna watch
Paradise.
I gotta try to find it or something. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I can't see it, but I know it's not out everywhere. I think it has a shot at 1 billion for sure now. I reworked my previous statement. It'll reach 1 billion, but can it crack the top 10 is really now the question. We'll see.
Hey guys, we're thinking about doing a live watch of Batman. I think we maybe do it this weekend.
Maybe, yeah, we can probably do that
because it's already out right now. But obviously, I want to buy it, and it'll be more lucrative for me to buy it this coming week. And we can watch it.
Buy it and watch party it.
Would you want to watch it on stream or do like a?
I think people have stopped doing it. Like we can have our reaction to it, but we can't like put the movie on the. You know what I'm saying? Like the movie can't be on the.
If we try to do it on this, it was like they would shut it down.
Yeah, they'll copyright us for sure.
We could do it on what is it on Discord.
Yeah, we can do it on Discord. Well, we can share. Well, yeah, to record is better to do that. But like, what is it on? On
everything.
So if you buy it on Amazon, you can do a watch party straight from there. Like you can invite me and we can watch it together.
Oh, for real? I remember Xbox used to have that for Netflix. I used to love doing that.
When I texted you, that's why I texted you because I saw that it was like watch party, and I was like, "Oh, we should do this. We should watch it together."
Okay, yeah. Well then, yeah. Shoot, one of us need to buy it on Amazon, and because that's all. Only one of us need to buy it.
Yeah, and then you just would invite you to the party.
Yeah, guys, I need a haircut soon. It's getting wild, man. But dude, I'm so happy it was that good, and it's awesome, dude. What else we had to talk about?
So I quickly Googled because I was curious, like, what do people think it will gross? Like, what would be the gross? And there's a couple analysts that say Nintendo should cross $1 billion with this movie.
Dude, it's Mario.
So it should do it. It should do it.
I want to go buy all those Mario movie toys, dude. I went to this store.
Dog, they look amazing, bro.
Dude, they
look so good. So good. I seen them on Target. I was like, yo, these toys look fire.
They're good. Like I wouldn't even want to take them out. The package maybe be like, they look cold. The Bowser looks cool. Dude, they can
So,
have their Bowser. Hey, Jack Black can have his own Bowser movie, and I'd
oh yeah,
watch the shit
I
out
would
of it.
watch it too. So this is like an analytical. So Axios.com is going through the numbers. So 377 million is what the global take for the first 5 days was. They're saying that Nintendo is going to profit, not gross, but they're going to profit $1 billion off of this movie, which is insane.
How much did it cost to make?
Doesn't say on here. It's a lot of CGI, so that's expensive. Um, so estimates there. So David Gibson at Axios is estimating that the movie will earn 1.2 billion in the global box office and an additional 2.3 billion from digital release.
Oh yeah, when that thing comes out
So
digital,
we're 3.5 billion is what he's saying. After offsetting costs for marketing and making the movie and splitting its share with Illumination, Nintendo will end up with about 150 billion yen, which is 1.1 billion dollars is what he's saying.
hey, did you see anybody dressed up as Mario? I had a Mario and Luigi at my theater.
Yeah, I did. With overalls, yeah, I saw some kids
Yeah, there was
dressed
two
up.
kids, man. They had the full outfits on. I was like, let's go. They were like 11 and 12, 10. Like they were young kids, man. It was awesome.
Another thing, Nintendo, you know what? We failed. I failed as a gamer, y'all, and as a fan. You know what we didn't talk about when we were talking about movies? More Pokemon stuff, dog.
Dude,
Like,
Pokemon Stadium needs to happen.
just more Pokemon. You can never go wrong with Pokemon. Just more Pokemon. I know we have like little movies that release on like Netflix and stuff, and we've had theatrical Pokemon movies. And I don't know. I don't think Nintendo owns like some of those rights, but they're associated with Niantic. Let's like put some real dollars towards like making a crazy Pokemon movie,
I
like,
meant
and
the
see what
first
happens.
Pokemon movie. I went to that shit, man. I
That
got a
was a
Mew
yeah.
card. They gave out like a Mewtwo or Mew card. I remember going to see the first Pokemon movie. I think my grandma took me. I can't remember, but I'm gonna go see that for sure.
I mean, they got to tie right. If they make it like a Super Smash Brothers movie, like you're gonna have all those characters in there, so you might as well, try to bring that over. I'm excited. This is the best time to be a
Dude, and the
nerd, dog.
Illumination, if they did it, they would kill it.
They would kill. I mean, Nintendo released a statement, I guess, saying they're in, like they're gonna work with Illumination going forward on additional movies. I mean, when
I
you're
knew
gonna
that though
gross,
because what's his name? Chris Pratt. He said something, but it probably flew under the radar for everybody. But he's like, you could expect movies and stuff like this for the next 10 years.
yeah,
So I
I
was
did
like,
see that. I did see
oh,
that.
he's in. They probably signed him to at least a 3 movie deal or something. Like they had to have.
Got to. So one thing that's crazy is, Jack Black hasn't been in a movie in 4 years. This is the first movie Jack Black's been in since what? Can you guess what was the last movie?
Yeah. Jumanji 2.
Jumanji. Jumanji was the last movie he was in. 4 years, bro. To
Was there a
have
second
this
one?
to have this gem out of out of being in movies, dog. But we're back now. We got the perfect Bowser.
Perfect.
The perfect Bowser. The song is stuck in my head. I'm sitting here just thinking about peaches, 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 peaches. So good. So good.
Perfect, man. It was perfect.
So kind of changing the subject, that great Mario conversation, by the way. This was awesome. So we're back on Battlefield. Back on Battlefield. I'm bringing this up because now, so
I
there's been a
wanted
lot
to
of talk.
get, yeah, we need to get it bigger.
Yeah, we need to get more
We
people
need
playing
people
first
back
off.
on Battlefield.
So listen, me and Ray bought this game when we pre-ordered it. We
2 years ago.
bought, I don't even know if
2 years
it was
ago.
that long ago, 2 years ago,
Yeah,
I
it was
think, right?
2021.
2021. I think Ray did too, but I bought the bigger edition. We wanted to play it day one. We get into this game. You can't chat. There's no in-game chat. It was just an awful experience. When I say
Constant crashes, no weapons.
we probably played this game for 30 hours, that might be exaggerating. It was just an awful experience. But what Ray was talking about earlier is true. Like, they apologized, stayed committed to it. And after I went and looked, because I was like, how many updates have happened since the game came out? There's been like 23 updates since the game came out, which is a lot of updates. And every update made the game better and better. It looks like we were gone for a long time, but I was telling Ray, like, I think I've officially hit battle royale fatigue. I need a break. We've been playing that for like 4 years now. The only one where people are playing right now was Warzone, which is hot garbage because they're pandering to Warzone 1 players. We'll talk a little bit more about Call of Duty in a second. Um, and I was just like, man, my cousin Leo's been on my ass about playing Battlefield. That's the only thing he plays. He's like, B, come play Battlefield. I was like, bro, just download Warzone. Let's just play Warzone. And then one of Ray's buddies was like, hey, you should try out Battlefield again. So that combination of people talking to us about it, and I told Ray, like, bro, let's just try Battlefield. And we downloaded it, and let me tell you, it's a game now. Like,
dude, my 9-year-old son likes it better than Call of Duty. That's telling you.
This is a game. It's polished. The updates were amazing. There's only one thing that I'm still annoyed by, and it's playing it a little bit. Ray's been on it. The last week, Ray's probably played it for like 60 hours, which is crazy, making all kinds of videos. But we've reached a stage in Battlefield, it feels like, where the game mechanics and additions of the game that were broken are fixed. And now it's about stabilization and tweaks. And that's a good place to be. It took them 2 years, but now we're in a place where it's adjusting the little things. And that's where a game should be. There should always be adjustments and buffing and debuffing guns, possible changes, little changes of gameplay. The one thing that still annoys me that was still true back then, and I don't know if they ever even tweaked it because I didn't look at all the patch notes. Guys, tanks should not take 4 or 5 missiles to get blown up. It's still annoying. It's still a thing. Like, we've had a whole squad with rocket launchers not blow up a tank. You know what I'm saying? Hitting it 2 or 3 times. That's annoying. But that is something that can be adjusted. It's not a game breaking bug. It's just messing with the armor or the durability of a tank. I would say it's an easy fix, but it's a fix that can be easy for them.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks amazing. And I'm playing it. I have my new graphics card. I have a 4080. When I tell you nothing looks as good as Battlefield looks, like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, as far as first person shooters is concerned, I sent Ray a picture, boy, and I was like dead. Just like the details are absolutely
in the water,
insane.
dude. You can see the whole city and everything in the water. Like, it's so fire. And dude, they added this game mode called Rush XL. It's like 64 on 64 Rush. Dude, it's nonstop action. Like, it's fun, but it's also aggravating at the same time. And forget that. The tanks don't need to be changed. People's mindset needs to be changed. You know what I'm saying? It's so simple because you have to make the tanks kind of strong because you got 64 players. Now, imagine if just 10 or 15 people have the same mindset of like, hey, whenever we see a tank, we're going to shut it down. It wouldn't matter how many rockets it took because you would have 20 people shooting at these tanks at one time. It would be done and over with. It wouldn't even be a question. But we're running around and half the people are playing the game mode and half the people ain't. You know what I'm saying?
So the problem with that is
the problem.
The problem with that is the chaos that is Battlefield. So I remember there was a Battlefield. I'm sure you can correct me if I'm wrong. We played this shit a lot in general. But there was a Battlefield that you can make so you can have squads. And there used to be 5-person squads. Now it's only 4, which is a little annoying. But also, you could have like platoons and the squad leaders could talk to other squad leaders.
Yeah.
So, like, if that was the dynamic in this game, what you're saying makes sense to me. But and now we have like in-game chat so you can talk to people next to you, I hope. I don't know how it works, but the coordination of 64 people on a battlefield, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to do. So, like, if you were able to do it the way they used to do it and have these big platoons where, say, you ran your own squad, I had one, Leo had one, and we could talk to each other and coordinate, you know, that would be way more like
that'd be fire.
Interesting. But that's not the case in current state. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's really hard to get a group of people, let alone 60 people, to have the right ratio of engineers, support, assault, recon. You know what I'm saying?
I would put a lot more landmines down. Dude, a tank runs
over.
Those
work. Yeah, those work.
Boom, gone.
Those work.
I'll be killing tanks and not even seeing the tanks I kill. I just lay them down in a hot area. I know they come across or drive around. Dude, last game I was just playing, it was like boom, boom, boom. I'm like, I got another one. I was like, oh, I got another one. You know what I'm saying?
in Bad Company, me and Leo used to play Bad Company 2 a lot. Bro, I got so cold at that game in destroying vehicles that if people saw my name, they would run away from me in the vehicles. Like Leo used to be dying laughing. He's like, "Why are they running from you?" I was like, "Because they know the business, dog. I'm about to blow them all up. There ain't no question."
That's
But
my favorite thing, dude.
there's other creative. I feel like the tank thing can be solved in different ways, and maybe they don't solve it this game, but like you know how you do part damage when you're hitting it? Like it gets damaged, it just doesn't stop. Like make each part of the vehicle have that, right? So like if I hit you on the
Yeah, your
rail,
left
you can't
side,
move.
your left
Right.
wheel thing is messed
Right.
up.
So you can't move that way. If I hit you from the rear or on the top gun, you can't use the top gun. You know, like that would be cool. I understand that would be a shit ton of work, and the way that the engine would work would be different. But tell me that wouldn't be dope. Like, or
Oh, yeah, it would be amazing.
if they ran over a mine and it like blew up and it just broke the left rail and now they just can't move or they can
Yeah,
only
they're
go in
like
circles.
going in
Right.
circles and shit.
It would be cool. It would
Hey,
be
that
cool.
hacker dude I told you about, I've been using it more. Like he pulls a little wrist thing out, and if you're like looking at a vehicle, it'll give you like a yellow thing, and you got to keep it on it the whole time you're doing it. But if you hack the tank, it'll
Stop
just
moving.
stop it, dude. I hacked the big carrier. I was looking in the sky, it was coming down low enough. I hacked that thing. Everyone started jumping out of it and shit. Like it couldn't really do nothing. That character's cold.
So what you're talking about, and we talked about this a lot this week as we try to jump back in. There's no game as many clips. This is why it's crazy to me. As many clips as you see on Call of Duty of like cool shots and like different things happening, there is no game. Listen to me closely. There is no game that produces better moments in a shooter than Battlefield does. It just doesn't. Like from blowing up a F-16, blowing up a chopper, another carrier helicopter, a tank, to just when you hit a long headshot and that bing, like when you hit a headshot in Battlefield, you know you hit a headshot. Like it makes a sound and it feels good. If you hit a headshot with somebody moving at distance in Battlefield, it feels different.
And dude, while
Like
you're playing it, it's like you're in a movie. You're talking about those moments like we were in the game, we were playing together, and our helicopter was wrecking shit. I was like, yo, dude, our helicopter's killing shit. Next thing I know, I'm shooting at somebody at the corner of my eye. I see a jet fucking kamikaze and blow through that chopper and keep flying. I was like, yo, that was the sickest shit I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? He was like,
and
man,
that's
forget this
real. It's
dude.
not
And
an
then
artificial moment. It
it blew
happened.
up. You couldn't see the plane, and then the smoke he's flying through. I was like, yo, that was fire.
And that's player on player, right? Like other games have
Yeah.
like those moments built in where it's just, you know, an animation, a CPU doing something. Like anything you hear on Battlefield is because it happened. Somebody did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel it's so terrible that we stopped playing it, but it was at a time where Battle Royale was at its peak and this game came out and it was hot garbage. So I get it, right? But every sound that you hear in Battlefield, if you hear an explosion, it's because somebody close to you is blowing some shit up. You know what I'm saying? There was another moment, same game. It was the same game Ray's talking about. So I've been doing recon because we're trying to unlock guns. So me and Ray been going through different guns, using different stuff. But I've been using recon because I have to spot 100 people with the SO flame so I can unlock the last sniper rifle. And the SO flame will lock on to vehicles and it guides the rockets. So Ray uses a chick that's rocket. He personally guides it. Once it launches, he can control the rocket. But Diego's using a regular rocket. So I lock onto this chopper and somebody hits, I think Ray hits it, and the next missile comes in at the same time because I had locked onto it and just
Yeah.
obliterated this helicopter.
Yeah.
And I was
flew
like,
my
yo.
and it was like, you did damage. I'm talking about millisecond later, his rocket hits it. Boom. I was like, yo, we just murdered that thing. And like,
So
bro,
good. So good.
It's so good, man.
I
So
wish
one
there
game
was
I
fun.
jumped off the roof. I was parachuting. I seen a group of dudes down there, so I shot that rocket and I was controlling it while I'm parachuting, and I landed like right on top of somebody's head. Like you can't get that anywhere else. You know what
We
I'm
need more
saying?
players though. It's doing healthy. I've looked at numbers on Steam and just online.
On Steam, I think it's up to 15,000 now.
Yeah, it's doing good, but that's just computer, right? Like console
Yeah.
players have gotten a boost because it's on Game Pass because it's on EA Access or EA Play, I think it's called, and EA Play is a part of Game Pass. Best value in gaming. I know you guys get tired of hearing that, but Game Pass is the best value in gaming.
Facts.
So you can get it on there. And then last month, sorry to those of you guys that missed it, PlayStation had it as a game of the month for PSN. So all of that stuff combines into a really large player pool getting the game for free and discovering like, oh shit, it's not broken anymore. Like this game is legit. So the player counts are going up. And it's just fun. Like it's just one of those things, like the game modes can be long, right? Like it's a different type of shooter. But if you like, we preferred Battlefield over Call of Duty the whole time. It's
Yeah,
just, you know what I'm saying? Ever since Battlefield 3, like it was just a
greatest shooter of all time, in my opinion.
ginormous, multiplayer experience. But even before that, dog, me and Leo used to play the shit out of Battlefield Bad Company 2, dog. Like
They
it
need
was
to
one
bring
of
that
those
back though, where you could destroy a
the
whole building.
Levolution, dude.
You could take
We
a
need
whole
level.
building down, dog. They got away from that. I
think
don't
it just
get
takes it takes a lot of resources, but Levolution was the best. Like
Yeah.
I used to tear down so many buildings, dog, in
Dude, when a
general. But like,
skyscraper would fall, the city would feel
boy,
full of dust and
boy.
like rubble and shit. Dude, nothing like Battlefield, man. I'm telling y'all, people.
It was
It's
just
the best.
amazing. It was
And it's
just
back.
cool.
I got it up right now. As this podcast is over, I'm right back on it. My son's playing in his bedroom. As soon as we're done here, he wants to play with me and Uncle Brian. Like my son, I've been trying to get him in the game and like a whole lot. He's been a gamer. Like he games,
Yeah,
but
he
he don't
played.
game like
He
his dad
played.
game. But now he's playing Battlefield on his own. He's always asking me to play. You know what I'm saying? And that feels good. And that makes it even an easier switch for me to stop playing other games and being on Battlefield because he loves it. You know what I'm saying? I like nothing more than playing video games with my son. You know?
We just thought like
Hats off to you,
we
Battlefield.
found we found our niche, right? We were like, Battle Royale's where it's at. We don't want to play something that's not, you know what I'm saying, Battle Royale. And again, I just feel like we're at a point where there's no new ones. And Battlefield is a breath of old air that feels fresh. So
Yeah.
we're in.
Dude, and
We're
then
in.
stop action, man.
We're in. So talking about Call of Duty, weak ass Activision. So more and more, it is just Warzone 1. But beyond that, one thing that was a big issue for people are Cronus. The Cronus costs like $100. So I know you don't know what
Yes,
this is, but
losers.
so for $100 you can get a Cronus and it'll eliminate recoil from your shooters. So on console, not only is aim assist the thing, right? But you were probably so bad that you got a Cronus to eliminate recoil. So not too long ago, I think it was to start the year, Fortnite said no more. It's an unfair advantage, and they cracked down on the Cronus. So if you have it plugged in, the game detects it and says you have an unsupported device. So this week, Call of Duty followed suit. So you can no longer use the Cronus or similar devices on console, which is a change. The market for used Cronuses right now is insane. They're all over the internet. People trying to get rid of them because they can't use them anymore. So currently, the only battle royale game that allows you or hasn't banned it is Apex. So you can still use it for Apex, but you can't use it battle royale. No Fortnite, no Call of Duty. So it's interesting. We'll see if what they're doing brings back players. I'm officially done with it. I'm just over it.
Dude, it's so hard to get people off Call of Duty, dog. I swear it is.
It's tough. It's
tough. And then people are in disbelief that I don't like. I'm done playing it right now. I'm done.
I am too.
But I was done before. I was done the first one. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, but you're so good at it and stuff like that. I don't give a shit. The game stinks. The game stinks. I think in a shooter you shouldn't have a meta, and they're constantly doing that. And I don't think you should have loadouts. I know loadouts is a Call of Duty thing, but if you're trying to make a BR, make it different. You know what I'm saying? Make it different than what you got. And now Warzone 2 was different enough, and I liked it with the backpacks and everything. It was more tactical.
Yep.
It was not about movement. It was about doing, being in the right position, working as a team. Now they're bringing back slide cancel. People are jumping around 360. Like, dude, that's not real at all.
Everything
I'm trying to play this kitty ass little arcade game.
Everything that made Warzone 2 different has been taken out to make it more like Warzone 1. But I understand business wise, I understand. They lost a ton of players, so they had to try to get them back. But they're gonna lose the players that were only playing it because it was different. But it's a smart trade-off for them. Like there's
Yep.
probably less of us than there is of
Oh,
people that want it back. You know what I'm saying? So like
oh, for sure.
I understand the business aspect of it. But like we've been talking about at various points in this podcast today, like if you make something new, something different, like stick to it, dog. Like if it doesn't, you're a giant company. Activision is not going under. Like EA is not going under. Like Battlefield is an example. Like stick to the game, try to fix it. If no one plays your game, bro, you're gonna take it on the chin anyways, and then make another game. Make a different game. Like if you are a smaller studio, say PUBG, there's probably like what 20 people working on that game. Like if you make a drastic change to that, like that's different, right? Like your funds are different. Like there's
Yeah.
not that many people that work here. You're probably using crowdfunding for some of this stuff, like investors. But like at a bigger studio, like sure, people will be mad. Maybe some people would get fired based on the decision. But if you believe, if when you made the game, you believed that what your vision was gonna work, to a certain extent, you should stick to it. But you know, it's all about making money. It's all about a 2 to 3 year plan now. They're not gonna release Call of Duty every year anymore. That's what happened when they got bought. What with this Microsoft deal, anyways. So I fully expect Microsoft's once this deal closes, influence to make the game better. But we're really talking about 3, 4 years down the line, right? Like
Yeah.
you're stuck
And
with
I'm thinking,
Warzone 2 now for a while.
I was looking at Battlefield's plan. I know for at least another year, there's not going to be another Battlefield because they got a whole
Ah,
nother. I think they have a whole nother year of past stuff ready to
let's
go.
see. Uh Battlefield 2042
But I
roadmap.
don't think they should make another one. They should keep making this one better. Just keep making this one better. Keep updating it. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna come. People want Battlefield. You keep making this thing better. Battlefield players are gonna hear about it, and they're gonna come back.
So season 4 is going to come out in March, and we'll add the final new specialist to Battlefield. They haven't said what the specialist is as of this article, anyways. It's going to be a recon class, probably. And then season 5 will not include a new operator. There's only going to be 14 total in the game, no matter what. I'm trying to see if there's like a date, like a roadmap for what it could look like. Let's see, Battlefield briefing. Okay, so directly from Battlefield, there's not going to be a new specialist in season 5. That'll be towards the end of the
When
summer.
does season 5 start?
So season 4 starts in March. So
It's already started then. We're in season 4. It's
is it
April.
March? Yeah. Yeah. That's what we've been building. That's what we've been playing right now. We've been leveling up. And we got all of that because we bought the expensive one, so we already have the season pass built in.
Mm-hmm.
And then season 5 will be later this year. So it doesn't look like anything is slated to come out content wise beyond season 5, and there's no date for season 5. So I would assume at least through December, there ain't gonna be no announcement or nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this, I think this Battlefield is gonna be going for a while now. Let's build the community. Let's get it back up.
So in season 5, you're gonna see us lean into previous games and how they can show up in the world of 2042.
Let's
The
go.
new season 5 game will release a map, a forgotten battleground that saw last combat in Battlefield 4, an overgrown area engulfed with vegetation, and by the 2042 war. It will encourage a combination of vehicular and infantry combat, meaning team play is the key to victory. This is straight from Battlefield's website. So Battlefield 2042 sets up the future for a franchise that we're all in on. We will continue to listen to you, learn from you, and to inform the work being done at DICE, Industrial Toys, Ripple Effect Studios, and Ridgeline Studios for all Battlefield experiences going forward.
Dude, the new game of tomorrow sounds fun. 8-on-8, a little smaller maps. It sounds fire. It looks fire.
So season 5 is the end of it. We're currently in season 4 right now. So that means at least through December, I can see an announcement of a new game. But when they do that, that means it's a couple years out, right? So Maybe in the summer or in October we'll get new Battlefield, whatever, right? And then that's not going to come out probably for 2 years or something. So we have a long ways to go.
They need to get back to BR2 because Battlefield 1, they they had something there,
I don't
but it
know.
just
I
wasn't
don't know.
good. No, but I'm
So
saying Battlefield.
personally, the guns, I just don't like the guns. Like any
No,
World
that's
War One,
fine,
World
man,
War
but
Two stuff, not for me.
no, but I'm saying like Battlefield could have the best BR. Easy,
It could.
easy.
It could. We've always said that. Like, could you imagine a battle
Dudes trying
royale
to camp in the building. You're like, fuck that,
blow it
rock.
up?
Boom,
Boom.
blow that wall
Drive a
off.
tank right through the wall. Like, you want to camp in here, boy? I'm coming for you.
It
Amazing.
could be the best, man, because the gunplay is no better. When it comes to shooting guns, the sound, and then there's no loadouts in Battlefield, so you're just picking up guns off the ground. You're winning with what you got. Battlefield is the best way to go if they could pull it off. I'm telling you.
It'd be interesting. I just remember, I think one of the trade-offs they did from the Levolution, and it might be a good trade-off to get rid of, but this Battlefield, instead of the Levolution stuff, has the environments, right? Like there's
Oh, the
tornadoes,
tornado, dude.
there's sandstorms, like there's a lot going on. Sometimes a
Dude,
tornado pops up and you're like, oh shit.
dude, speaking of no, fuck popping up. I was about to res the dude. I pulled up my pants about to stab him. The tornado sucked me up and threw me out of bounds, and I died. I was like, "You son of a dude!" Hey, getting sucked up in a tornado is fire.
There's a dude. One of the last games I played, a guy was shooting at me as a sniper, and the tornado's moving towards him, and I'm like, "How is it not picking him up?" And I'm trying to hit him, I can't hit him, and then all of a sudden he's in my scope. I'm gonna shoot, and it comes right by him, and like, whoop, took him into. I was like, "Oh no!"
That's awesome, dog.
It got him. But that takes a lot of resources, right? So like, I can see why that versus entire buildings coming down, like there would be too much.
Yeah, hey, that's amazing though, man. Being sucked up in a tornado in a shooting game, though, like Battlefield is where it's at, man. That's nowhere else.
So
You ain't
good.
get sucked up in a tornado.
So good. And
Oh,
then we wouldn't be who we are if we didn't talk about our weekly dose of comic bookness, comic book nerdum. So James Gunn was asked if there would ever be a crossover between the DCU and the MCU.
I just
And
think
his
that
and his answer was, now that I'm in control over here, it's a possibility. Boy, can we please? Can we? Especially now that we have in multiverses, right? Like there has to be. It's perfect because the Flash is about to introduce the multiverse of DC. There has to be a multiverse that has both. You know what I'm saying? Like this could be a one-off movie,
well, they
but a
always talk
multiverse.
about it. They
Yeah, they
always
always do
talk
talk
about
about
each
it.
other.
Yeah, they talk
Like
about
Deadpool's
Batman
like
and
Deadpool. I used to read. I was reading Deadpool heavy for a while, and in one of his books, he was like trying to slide under something. He knocked his head, and he's like, "Man, Batman makes it look so easy," you know. And then in the DC comic book, they're talking about Doomsday, and they're like, "Is there anybody that's a match for Doomsday or whatever?" There is someone that's stronger than Doomsday. He's a big green, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about the Hulk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they indirectly talk about each other all the time. Let's get it going. So not since the '90s we had a comic book crossover, and I bought that comic book, and it wasn't the best, but it was awesome. You know what I'm saying?
So this
Batman,
came.
Batman fought Captain America.
It would be a cool thing, like a versus, right? Like
Green Lantern fought Silver Surfer. Lobo fought Wolverine. It was cool. Aquaman fought Submariner.
it would be super cool.
Storm fought Wonder Woman.
What is this? Is a total. I feel ashamed that I remember. The Mojo Jojo world, where they take them, the Beyonder takes them off world, and they're all fighting each other.
Yeah, that's Mojo.
So like adapting something like that where they bring in, because it's an offshoot, right? Like they all get taken to this world, and it's a battle world, and maybe it's not Mojo, maybe it's a different type of Beyonder character, but also brings the DC characters, and now we have this big 1v1. It would just be cool, dog.
Mr. Mixoplick could do something like that.
It would be super fire, dog.
Bat Mixoplick, both those guys they could go wherever they want to go, do whatever they want to do.
So James Gunn is currently promoting the final Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the final one he's doing, anyways. And sounds like some characters are going to die off. So that's where he was asked, right? Because now he's in charge of DC.
Yeah, but and all of
And
them, they're done with it. Zoe don't want to do no more
yeah,
Marvel movies.
Chris Pratt
But
is moving
Batista said
on.
he's done,
Yeah, he's for sure done. I
and
think
then Chris
Rocket
Pratt's
died.
about to be in every Mario movie coming out soon. You know, so he'll be able to do whatever he wants after that. You know, saying a lot of these guys want out.
And it's fine. They can have different versions of the Guardians, or we don't need them at all because what I said
No one cares about
before,
them.
I think they do care, but I think what I said before, the group, like the Fantastic Four, are going to be this intergalactic crew. Like
Hmm.
that's going
That's
to
all we
fill
need.
that void. You don't
That's
need
all
the
we need.
Guardians. Yeah, you don't need the Guardians. But yeah, he said the concept has been discussed, even though there are no plans or formal plans yet. But I'm certain that's more likely now that I'm in charge. That's many years away, though. I think we have to establish what we're doing at DC first. I would be lying to say that we haven't discussed it, but all discussions have been very, very light and fun. The fact that it's even a conversation when I'm
Hey,
45 years old.
James Gunn is the man. And if you guys don't think it is whatever, James Gunn has some of the top-notch power in media right now, period. He can do whatever he wants to do. So if he gets his DC shit up and running and it's going good, they're gonna give him the keys. You know what I'm saying? And then it's also separate from the comic books, you know, because DC and Marvel, the comic books, they really don't fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? But they want comic books to be doing good, period. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the movies, they want to make money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So he talks about more some stuff here. Where is this? This is an IndieWire interview. So he says, I think there's such a thing as superhero fatigue. I think it doesn't have anything to do with superheroes. It has to do with the kind of stories that get to be told. And if you lose your eye on the ball, which is character, we love Superman, we love Batman, we love Iron Man because they're these incredible characters that we have in our hearts. And if it becomes just a bunch of nonsense on screen, it gets really boring. So like it's gonna be more story driven, which it should be.
It should be.
Um,
Marvel and DC, they have great stories.
it should be. I still have reservations. Like I don't need a new Superman origin story. Like like I don't need any. Just like I don't need a new Spider-Man origin. Marvel did really good with that. We didn't need to see Peter become Spider-Man. We've seen that multiple times. But we'll see. I'm a James Gunn guy. I think he's gonna fix it all. The Flashpoint will fix it all. But
Yo,
I
did you
just
see
get
my
so giddy
hey,
thinking
did
about
you
what
see
a
what my boy Chris
crossover could
Evans
look like.
said?
No, what he said?
He said there's more. He's like, I think there's more room and there's more stories for Captain America.
Okay.
He's like, but just not right now. So hey, that's my cap. That's my guy. That's my boy. You know what
They
I'm
just have
saying?
so much they can do now because since he went back in time now from the 1940s through the 80s because he ages slower, right? Like there's a 40-year gap of adventures that we can have Captain America on. Hell, they can even start with a series on what happened when he took the Infinity Stones back to where they got them from.
Yeah,
And
because
then
something happened.
launch. Yeah, they don't have to be movies. They could be TV shows. Give us 8 episodes of Cap returning the stones. Sign me
I'm
up.
not. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was not hip on the Falcon Captain America stuff. I wasn't in the comic books either because I think it takes a special kind of person to be Captain America, which Steve Rogers was, and Falcon's just a regular dude. But the more information I keep seeing about this new Avengers movie, I keep getting more excited about it. I was reading about it like, so something's gonna happen in a movie where Falcon's like, "Hey, we need the Avengers
Yeah,
back."
we need the Avengers. Yep.
Putting the other team. I forgot what else I do. They've been putting a lot of stuff out about it. Can't remember any of it besides that part, but it's sounding like it's going to be really good.
Yeah. So the plot of the movie is supposed to be Sam runs into a threat and realizes we need the Avengers. Like he can't beat them by themselves. It's gonna be just him and Bucky, and the world needs the Avengers. So the whole movie is around how do we get the Avengers back, and who are the Avengers, right? So like we have a young Peter, so Peter's for sure. Spider-Man's gonna be an Avenger. I don't know what they do with Captain Marvel because she's always off world, but
well, we have the new Marvels movie coming out, so
yeah, she
we
could
might,
be on world, right?
yeah, and we might get
um,
one of the other ones.
yeah. I mean, you can get what's her name? I always forget her damn name.
I forgot.
Proton? Is it Proton? Proton?
I forgot what her name is.
Spectre. 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 Anyways, there's a lot of powerhouses, but they don't need to be the hero. Like Cap was the hero, and he wasn't flying around or sending beams out of his hands. Like it doesn't matter.
It's about heart.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm interested. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see
And
what the villain
they
is.
snapped with that show though, and how they had him, man. Like he was like flying around and like blocking with his wings. He was using the
Boy,
shield good, being trained to use the shield. His suit looks just like the comic books.
just like it, dude.
Dude,
Just
I was
like
shitting on that thing the whole way through. Then I started
it.
watching it, and I love that show.
It's good.
Captain Falcon and Winter
And the
Soldier is a
Winter
fire show. If
Soldier.
you haven't watched it yet, really good. Plus, it's going right into what's coming up next. He's
Yep.
Captain America. Dude, I did not see that being any good. And the more I look into it, the more I watch it, like pretty good, man. But
it's good. It's good.
it's comic books, man, so they can do whatever. It's not believable stuff, and I'm always one that's saying stop trying to make things so realistic or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at it, like the reason why Captain America used that shield because he could see faster, his mind process things faster. He would do the math on him throwing his thing and knocking around 9 things and whooping to his asses and it coming back to him when he knows it's coming back to him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. A regular dude, if you think about it, cannot wield that shield that way.
But he doesn't wield it the same way. It's different.
Oh no, he doesn't. He's a lot more.
It's more. Even when he throws it like at maximum, it hits like 2 or 3 things and it comes back. Like he's not. You know what I'm saying? Because it requires strength. Sam doesn't have super strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he can use it and he can throw it within a reasonable range and it'll bounce off of shit. But it's not the same. It's not the same as Steve throwing it. I think they did a good job in the show, like showing how he was practicing and how hard it is, and even in those moments, it only ever really hit 3 things before it came back. Like he can't throw it that far. Yeah, it's a symbol. It's a symbol.
Symbol of hope, symbol of America.
America.
No, but I think they're doing good. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. For sure.
I just get giddy thinking about what a crossover could be, dog. Like seeing the Hulk fight like Superman, even if it was in the 15-second scene, I am in. I'm in. Like I'm just in.
I don't care what no one say, dude. I like Hulk more than Superman. Superman's washing the Hulk.
Oh, Superman's washing almost anyone, dog. Like he can
fly. Number one.
He's just That's so gross.
Number one, he can fly.
So gross.
Vision. You know what I'm saying? Dude, someone did a digital like thing of Superman fighting Hulk. You ever watch that, Brian?
Mm-mm.
It's like like maybe 10 minutes long. Dude, they snapped and they used the Christopher Reeves Superman and the Hulk. Dude, it's me. I don't know how you never seen that. I might gotta send you the link or something like that. Superman takes him up to space. He passes out, and then he's going down, and then he like wakes up and starts whooping Superman. That's like, dude, whoever did that thing did a really, really good job. I can't even never seen it.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
Dog,
it would be interesting, dog. Like even bringing super, powerhouses into it. Even if you took the powerhouses out of it, like even just seeing
Thor fight Superman too. That'd be cool.
Thor versus like Wonder Woman would be fire to me. Like just,
but bro, if we get a Chris Evans versus some kind of Batman stuff, ooh, I'm in.
It would be fire. It would be fire. I don't even.
Or even Daredevil versus Batman. Like I'll take any of it.
It would be super fun.
Deathstroke fight Deadpool. Like it would be dope.
Oh, staying on the Marvel, I guess we can probably end it with this. So I sent this over to you. I don't know if you got a chance to look at it, but on comicbook.com, there's an article talking about what's going on with the Thunderbolts movie. So the Thunderbolts movie is getting a rework, is getting rewritten. And the reason for it is probably a good thing. So the first Suicide Squad movie, I don't think you liked that movie. I think we talked about that.
There was points.
So the first Suicide Squad movie suffered from focusing too much on the main characters. The main characters being, Harley, Deadshot. Like those
What's
are the
Will
main.
Smith? Will Smith wasn't gonna be in it unless he
No,
was.
I get it. I get it. But it suffered
But you
from that,
can't do
right?
that.
You had three characters. There was like 9 people on a team, and it followed around 3 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the Thunderbolts movie was written that way as well. So it was gonna follow all the Black Widow characters from the Black Widow movie. So the new Widow, the Red Guardian, um,
Mm-mm.
probably
They can't carry a movie.
so those were gonna be the focal points. So they've recently scrapped that,
Thank the
and
Lord.
they're going to expand it and have equal distribution of time for all of the characters on the Thunderbolts. I think it's probably the right decision. Especially when you're trying to build the world post Chris Evans, Chris Helmsworth, like you're trying to introduce new characters that are gonna withstand, the new test of time. But it's going to be interesting because who do you have? So you have Ghostwire, you have Echo, you have the Red Guardian, you have the new Black Widow, you have Bucky, Winter Soldier, U.S. Agent, and then that's from the Cap show,
Mhm.
and then Taskmaster. So what it appeared, it was going to be focusing on Widow, Red Guardian, and Bucky. Those are going to be the three main people it followed, and they've recently were like, you know what, we don't want to do what Suicide Squad did, so it's gonna pull back and focus on the team, right? Not just the three
Yeah.
people at the top of the team.
And with that pool of people, I don't want to see it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch all of them.
I
I
don't think
like
I want.
Bucky. I like Bucky. I think he's
Yeah, I
cool.
like him, but he can't carry a movie. The list of Thunderbolts is garbage when they have a dope characters of Thunderbolts, and all those characters you named off are trash.
Well, they haven't introduced any of those characters. Like,
Yeah, they're their fault. And now they're trying to build a Thunderbolts movie of a bunch of fucking 5 minute side characters. I'm
Bucky's
not on
strong.
that, dude.
U.S. Agent is interesting.
But then, dude, we have like the Thunderbolts in the comic books now. We got what Punisher, Red Hulk. I don't even do the list is way more fire. And then this is our Thunderbolts we're building.
I mean, it's a side movie. Like, like, like I don't. It's not one of those movies that's gonna carry.
But it
It's
could.
supposed to
It
be.
could. I think they built that wrong. They built the Thunderbolts wrong.
I don't. I don't. I don't necessarily care. Like, I never sat around saying, "I hope I get a Thunderbolts movie." But since I'm
No, me
getting one,
neither.
I
But
think
now they
it'll be
want to
fun.
do it.
I think it'll be
half-ass it.
fun. I don't know. I think this rewrite will be better. It will be better than what we would have originally got.
I hope so.
So who else would be a Thunderbolt of people that exist? Let's see. Thunderbolts roster.
Well, we have Punisher.
Oh, they could have put Punisher on there. Zemo. They could have had
Yeah.
Zemo on it. We've seen Zemo.
I love Zemo.
Zemo's in the MCU.
I like comic book Zemo anyway.
Zemo's in the MCU in Civil War. Who else?
I'm trying to look up members real quick. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
there's been a bunch.
No, there's a lot. So Thunderbolts 1, Citizen. So Zemo, Goliath, or Atlas. So we've seen Goliath and Atlas. He was in the Ant-Man movie, but he's older.
Yeah, he's old.
Songbird, Techno, Hawkeye, Charcoal, Man Killer, Plant Man, Cyclone. Like, it's not a list of who's who, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Thunderbolts 2, Atlas, Songbird, Blizzard, Photon. That's who I was talking about. Joystick, Speed Demon, Radioactive Man, Nighthawk.
Oh, Speed Demon, man, that'd be fire. But we don't have him. We don't.
We don't have it. And then Thunderbolts 3, Green Goblin's the leader, Moonstone, Bullseye, Penance, Swordsman, Venom.
Yeah, I can't believe we never introduced a Bullseye, man. Like man, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying it's the best of the best, but there's a lot more better characters out there that we could have been building up to build a Thunderbolts movie, you know?
So the current, this is because it's based on the current iteration. So during the Dark Reign, this is a newer Thunderbolts. The following members were the incarnation of the Thunderbolts, overseen by Hammer: Ant-Man, Black Widow, Paladin, Ghost, Headsman, Mr. X, Scourge, and Grizzly. So it's probably based more on that than any of the other stuff.
I got you.
I mean, this team would have been way better. Red Hulk, Deadpool, Elektra, Punisher, Agent
Yeah.
Venom, Red Leader, and Ghost Rider.
Oh, dude, Agent Venom. Yeah, I was gonna say Ghost Rider's been a Thunderbolt too, but even Agent Venom, like, dog, like, man.
Yeah, I just feel like this team's kind of always been meh.
Well, yeah, they're like the
Yeah, the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, they're the Suicide Squad. I don't know. I think the fact that they're spending more time making sure that it doesn't suck is a plus to me. I think it'll be all right.
I get
It
that.
probably ain't. I probably ain't gonna be like the highest grossing Marvel movie of all time, but it should be a fun little run. Plus, I love Yelena. Like the new Black Widow, bro. I just love how she is. Like the character itself, she kills it. It's just a fun character to me.
Because Luke Cage has been Thunderbolt, Crossbones, Juggernaut, Man Thing, Hyperion. Like,
So Hyperion is rumored to be in the movie. He's supposed to be the bad guy. Like that they ultimately convinced to be on their team. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, we'll see how Marvel does Superman.
We will see it. Can
No,
you
for real.
imagine Henry Cavill as like taking up the Hyperion mantle? It'll be a wrap.
That will
It'll
be fire.
ultimate way for him to be like, you can go fuck yourself, DC.
Yeah,
I'm Marvel
but
Superman.
I love Winter Soldier though, and I love the actor that plays him. So
No, he's good.
I'm hip on him.
Also, I mean, during the
And I like Taskmaster. I don't like that it's a chick and they reworked his whole thing or whatever. But it is what it is. That's what we have.
he still has the ability
not
though.
sex or nothing like that, but it's Taskmaster, man. Like,
He still has the ability. Like still does cool shit.
yeah, but at the end of the day, man, like we all know this. That's why there's women fighting league, men fighting league, women basketball, men basketball. It just don't add up. And I can't see no female Taskmaster like putting the hands on Cap or any other individual out there that is the opposite.
Well, abilities counter that statement altogether. Like,
Being able to mirror their styles, that's fine.
yeah,
but you're
it's
still
the ability.
A small 5'9" female trying to. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't think it really matters. That's why they did it.
They've never had a female Taskmaster. That makes no sense. A 5'9" female, no matter what her power is, wouldn't even beat me up. You know what I'm saying? Like
you don't know that. Highly trained females could be cold, bro. Like I'm sure you don't want to watch.
You feel the power of a man's fist punching your face. It's gonna hurt like hell.
No, I mean it's gonna hurt like hell if you fight a highly trained woman. If you walked into a bar and Amanda Nunes was in there and you said something reckless and y'all got in a fight,
murder me.
She'll beat your ass.
Yeah, she would.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying Captain America fighting this Taskmaster. It's what I'm saying. You'd be like, I don't want to see that. Who gives a shit?
We're never gonna see it. Like this is always gonna be offshoot stuff. Black ops, government agency stuff. They're never gonna fight no mainline character. Like that's not gonna happen.
Hyperion's gonna be their bad guy. You got some chick over here. No, I'm not trying to be a dickhead or nothing like that, but it don't make any sense.
Well, none of them are messing with Hyperion.
No.
No one on that team. No one on the roster. But
like Hawkeye, like not even. I don't even see that as being like a fair thing.
I mean, Red Hulk might be in it because I guess Harrison Ford or something is going to be the general. So like we know that's happening.
Well, yeah, if Hyperion's a bad guy, they're gonna need some kind of
some muscle.
They're gonna need something, some muscle. Yeah, some muscle. Because that list you just read off, I don't know what they're gonna do against Hyperion. That'd be kind of pointless if he's the bad guy. Like, what are they gonna do?
They'll have to reason with him, right? Like maybe he's the bad guy because somebody's controlling him, and the typical Superman thing where like he's only doing something somebody's in his Thunderbolts.
Head. That'll be sick.
If he what?
But Hyperion's overpowered. If he joined the Thunderbolts,
I think that's the plan. I think he'll be. I think he's gonna join.
But Hyperion's one of those characters like Superman, but DC has a whole universe built around him and stuff like that. But like Hyperion in Marvel comic books, there's like really no place for him. Really, he's just super overpowered.
There is no place. He's just
unless you're fighting the Hulk or Thor. Like ain't nobody really,
Bro, there's a Venom storyline with Null or whatever recent. And the symbiotes come to Earth and they create they block everything out of Earth. And the X-Men can kind of move in and out because they have the plant on the moon and in different planets that they can teleport to. But it covers the Earth, and he's there, to get Brock's suit. Like he's the god of all symbiotes. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Boy, nothing's coming in and out of this planet at all. Like nothing. Hyperion comes flying through that thing like it wasn't even there, dog. But I won't say he gets wrecked, but he gets handled just based on the storyline. But the fact that he even penetrated this whole thing was just absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, dude, Hyperion, him or the other dude's name, the blonde haired.
Yeah, so it's Hyperion. They have multiple. So there's a couple Marvel characters. So Hyperion, Gladiator's kind of like Superman-ish.
Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to think. The blonde haired one, he has that alter ego that's like a world eating demon or like some kind of space
Sentry.
Sentry. Yeah, he's Sentry. Like Superman as well.
Yeah, Sentry. Those are the Marvel Superman type characters. Sentry would be cool. Like if Henry Cavill was Sentry, I'd be in. Yeah. I would be in on Sentry.
Or if Hyperion, because Hyperion was a leader of a team. I forgot what the name was, but it was like Hyperion, Speed Demon. Their team was fire. They were on the I think Spider-Man cartoon a couple times. They were
Squadron Supreme.
Squadron Supreme. That's a fire group.
Yeah, they were nice. Squadron Supreme.
Speed Demon needs to be introduced into the Marvel universe, man.
I used to use him a lot in clicks when I was busting your ass back in the day, boy.
he's a top speedster, like Speed Demon. But they never go to the point of anyone being as fast as like the Flash, but he's fast, like super fast.
It would be cool because it's Marvel's version of the Justice League. Like the Squadron Supreme is the Justice League.
Speedsters of Marvel right now. We killed Quicksilver off in the first movie we had him, and then X-Men movies don't count.
Yeah, X-Men movies don't count.
They're not involved or anything at all. Dude, that Quicksilver, those X-Men movies, perfection, man. Awesome.
Yeah, Squadron Supreme would be nice because it would be a Justice League alternative. It would be cool.
See, that's why before James Gunn with the DC or whatever, I think he would have killed the Squadron Supreme flick.
It would be.
That's his bread and butter, man. Taking something that people really don't know and making it a mainstay. You know what I'm saying? No one cared about the Guardians of the Galaxy before he jumped in.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And then right away those comic books adapted all his characters and made those comic book canon, which is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Star-Lord before that, you know what I mean? Like, so James Gunn, dude, like that's why he gets the keys to everything, dude, because he makes time. With Peacemaker. Who gives a shit about Peacemaker? That show was one of the #1 shows. Like, dude, it was fantastic, And then I like the second Suicide Squad movie a lot. I watched it multiple times. I like that movie.
Yeah. Now I wanna like look more into the Squadron. Just like what could a movie look like?
I can't remember the rest of the characters, but I just know Hyperion and Speed Demon for sure. And those guys they're beasts.
So they had a character that looked like Hawkman. I remember that. I'm trying to look at so they're from a different Earth. They're from Earth 712. Who's in it? Who is in it?
I'm looking up on Wikipedia right now. Squadron.
Who are the members?
Supreme. Founding members: Amphibian, Dr. Spectrum, Hyperion, Nighthawk, Power Princess, Skrullian Skymaster, Whizzer. So Whizzer is like a speed demon. There was 2 of them.
Yeah, Whizzer. Yeah, Whizzer's like bigger though. He's like fat.
I'm about to look it up right now. List of Squadron Supreme members. Yeah, so Nighthawk's like Batman. Power Princess is like Wonder Woman. The Blur is like the Flash. Dr. Spectrum is like Green Lantern. Amphibian's like Aquaman. I remember that dude. I think Amphibian's what do they call those? The guy that whispers and stuff, what's his name? I don't know why my mind goes blank like that. He's a
Marvel, DC. What is he?
No, the Amphibian guy, he's Marvel, but they're not mutants, they're the Inhumans.
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 Yeah.
They need to do more with them too. But Who else we got here? I'm trying to think of people that anybody would know, but they don't really have like maybe there's a bunch of different members, but none that I could anybody would know.
It would be
Pinball,
cool though. I think it would be different.
Haywire, Inertia, Moonglow, Redstone. Like yeah, but yeah, for sure. Like it would be cool, man, because they got Mink. She's like the Catwoman. Shape.
Nighthawk. Nighthawk, I think is like
Shape is like
Batman.
Plastic Man. Like
Yeah, no, it would be fun.
it could be something. So we'll see what they do with Hyperion and if they bring over the Squadron Supreme. But they were never, mainstays or it's hard.
It's a different Earth. That's what I think we need to get to a point where we take a break from the continued storyline. Marvel has been a long, cohesive story. I think with the multiverse now, we take a small break from everything being interconnected and we start telling little stories in different universes. Like, and lead it with it, right? And you can use Deadpool to the max with that. Since he can break the fourth wall, be like, hey, today we're gonna visit Earth 712 and we're gonna look at the Squadron Supreme, and he can just narrate.
Yeah,
like
well, for
this
bringing
has
the
nothing
Hyperion
to do with it.
If we're bringing the Hyperion, it'd be cool to be like, this is where he's coming from. When he's
Right.
done. Like he's led a team like the Avengers or Justice League. They're more like the Justice League than the Avengers.
Yeah, no, they're Justice League clone for sure.
Yeah, it's like straight.
For sure.
Golden Archer. They have a guy, Golden Archer, Green Arrow, Lady Lark, Black Canary, Tom Thumb, Atom, Blue Eagle, Hawkman. You know what I'm saying? Moonglow, Zatanna, Nuke, Firestorm. Like those guys, and if you look on Wikipedia, they're direct. They give you a list like who there are.
So anything you're excited about this week? I mean, we got the Battlefield update tomorrow. Anything else coming out there you feel like you need? I got to get to the comic book store. I haven't been there in like 3 weeks.
Dude, I want to go to the comic store so I can buy that damn Gambit book. I forgot about. Is there some movies coming out? Besides Mario, I'm not sure. Like thinking about it, none I'm excited for.
No, me too. I think the Battlefield update will be the biggest thing, and then I don't think there's anything really major this week at all.
Nope.
Well, guys, thanks for stopping by today. It was amazing. Super Mario Bros. Was cool. Battlefield, make sure you get out there.
Go see it twice, 3 times.
I'm probably taking my nieces to watch it this weekend. And then get on Battlefield, y'all. We're out here. Make sure if you guys want to add us and play, comment on the video, let us know. And that'll be it. Y'all stay nerdy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Appreciate you for listening to wherever you're listening, Spotify.
See you next week.
See ya.